There are some days, for whatever the reason may be, where I just don't feel like coming on here and creating content. There's a lot of work that goes into each one of these videos. There's a lot of time invested. It's a lot of critical thinking. Remember back when you were in school and you had to write research papers? Imagine writing a 4 to 5 page research paper and doing that twice per day, every day. That's what I do here 4 days during the week and once per day during the weekend. Most days I love it. I enjoy what I'm doing, but there are days here and there where I'm just not feeling it. The weather could be giving me a sinus headache. Maybe I have a cold. I'm not feeling well. There are days when I have a million other things to do and I'm feeling rushed when putting the video together. There are a million excuses that I could come up with for reasons not to work. There's no boss sitting over my shoulder holding me accountable. There's no one here to keep me in check, making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It would be easy for me to come up with excuses to justify not being here. But I don't. Why? Because I feel like I have an obligation to you. My thinking is, if you're willing to show up every day and give me your time, the least I can do is show up and perform. Why would I want to turn my back on the people that support me? Why would I want to turn my back on the people that essentially pay my bills and give me the opportunity to live a lifestyle that most people can only dream of? Doesn't make any sense, right? If I miss one day here on YouTube, it really bothers me. I feel like I've let you guys down. Now, sometimes it is necessary for me to take a step back and take a little bit of a break, but I'm never going to allow it to become consistent. I receive emails from people who, for whatever reason, they're going through hard times. They tell me the best part of their day, one of the only bright spots, is the 2 notifications they receive when a new video is uploaded to the channel. The way I see it, I am obligated to give them my best every time I come on here. There are a lot of people who share this same mentality. They've dedicated to their audience. There are other YouTubers, other people I keep up with in the media who rarely miss days of work. Michael Jordan rarely missed games during the regular season. You couldn't keep him off the court. During his final season with the Bulls in '98, someone in the media asked him why he was playing every game leading into the playoffs. Don't you need rest? Don't you need to relax and get ready for the postseason? Michael Jordan smirked and said, "There will be a kid in this arena tonight who has never seen me play. I owe it to him to give him my best." It was not enough for Michael Jordan to simply show up. It wasn't enough for him to play 15 minutes and rest during the second half. If you spent money to see Michael Jordan play, you could bet your ass you were getting his best. This mentality still exists in the NFL. I would be willing to bet the mentality exists in WWE. This mentality exists with normal Nancy, who's working 90 hours a week at 2 different jobs to support her kids. Rest does not exist for normal Nancy. There is one place, though, where this mentality is considered passé, old school, antiquated. The fucking NBA. There has been one constant since this channel started in August of 2019. Me shitting on the NBA. My opinion of the NBA has not changed. If anything, my perception of the league has only gotten worse. Because the players give me no reason to think otherwise. The NBA is the only business I can think of where the league is constantly at war with their own fan base. For years, I have been calling out the modern NBA for having zero respect for its fan base. I shared a clip with you guys last week where Luka Doncic said his favorite part of All-Star Weekend was leaving All-Star Weekend. No wonder ratings for the All-Star game were at record lows. If star players don't care to be there, why in the hell would I waste my time watching? The problem is, not only could players care less about the All-Star game, they also couldn't care less about the regular season. There are very few people in mainstream sports media who are willing to call out NBA players on their bullshit. Charles Barkley, though, is one of them. Charles Barkley was a guest this morning on Woke Take with Stephen A. Smith. They were talking about the impact that load management is having on the NBA. Now, just in case you're not familiar, load management is this concept in the NBA where players are allowed to miss games for a variety of reasons. Catering didn't grill my woke wiener to the desired standard. I can't play. Aquarius lined up with the Big Dipper. I can't play. The medical staff ran out of Preparation H and it hurts for me to stand. I can't play. Just to be clear, the players are still paid, but instead of them being paid to dribble a basketball, they're paid to dribble their own balls while sitting on the bench. That is, if they even bother to show up. Some of these guys, they can't even bother to show up to the arena when they're feeling exhausted. Charles Barkley, he's had enough of the bullshit. Last month, he predicted NBA players and owners would enter into a lockout when negotiating the next CBA. Why? You're not going to believe this. NBA owners, they want to require these players making $30, $40, $50 million to actually show up and play basketball. Yeah, I mean, what a novel concept. When I pay you, I expect you to work. Do you guys get paid not to work? If I don't create content, I don't get paid. This morning on Woke Take, Charles Barkley called out NBA players for their blatant disrespect of the fan base. Watch for yourself.
It's a huge issue. And Adam, and I love Adam. He's a great guy. He's a great commissioner.
So do
But
I.
I think what happened is I think he kind of went overboard trying to take care of the players. He's like, well, you guys don't want to do back-to-backs. We're going to kill most of the back-to-back. Now they get like a whole week for All-Star games. So he's trying to do everything possible to get these guys rest. Stephen A., I don't think fans get mad if you're making 30, 40, $50 million if you play basketball every night. But you can't make 30, 40, $50 million and then sit out games. I think it's disrespectful to the game. I think it's disrespectful to the fans. Because like I say, these fans are paying their hard-earned money.
First of all, let me just point out the only part where I disagree with Charles Barkley. Adam Silver is not a great commissioner. Adam Silver has destroyed the NBA. David Stern handed this dude the golden goose, and Adam Silver has turned it into a titanium turd. Charles Barkley said it himself. Adam Silver went overboard catering to the players. Daddy, there are too many back-to-back games. That's okay. Come sit on Adam's lap and I'll make things all better. Daddy, I want to use the NBA platform to promote mythical racism. Well, that's a great idea, son. Let's paint Black Lives Matter on the court and tell the few remaining white people watching that they're racist. Besides the NBA, name another industry in this country where the millionaires have more power than the billionaires. The players have all the power. The only thing guaranteed with these contracts is the money paid to players. Your franchise player, he could sign a 5-year contract. If he wants out after one season, his ass is gone. Look at what James Harden did to the Houston Rockets. He didn't want to be there anymore, so he threw a bitch fit, got traded. He showed up to camp in October looking like Brian Stelter. I can't remember a time in the NBA where more star players have missed games. Whether it's load management or legitimate injury, superstar players are missing a massive part of the regular season. These guys refuse to play through injury. I see players missing games due to ankle soreness. Ankle soreness? That's like me refusing to make content because I have a headache. Steve Kerr is pushing Adam Silver to shorten the regular season to 70 games. That way, when Kawhi Leonard plays 35 games, he will have played half the season instead of 40% of the season. We were told as fans that players would be more available if they cut down the back-to-back games. Seems to me that's only made the problem worse. Now look, I'm not a doctor. I have no training on the human body. But it seems like the injuries to NBA players became more prominent, more consistent once they started playing less. When you're playing 3, maybe 4 nights a week, your body develops a rhythm and becomes accustomed to the stress of an NBA game. You cut that down to once or twice a week, or once or twice every 2 weeks, or with the NBA, once or twice a month, it seems like you would be more prone to injury. This league has been absolutely paralyzed by medical analysis and analytics. There is a 40% chance if he plays on a sore ankle, he could get a sprain. There's a 30% chance if he plays with this headache, he could get a concussion. And what makes things worse, NBA teams, they are not transparent with these injuries. There are times when I'm watching the Pelicans, I won't know until the game is tipping off who's in the starting lineup. They'll announce 30 minutes, maybe an hour before tip-off. CJ McCollum is inactive tonight. He is resting his index finger. This league has a serious problem. The NBA is the only league where fans have no relatability to the players. Drew Brees is a multimillionaire. I can relate to Drew Brees. Why? Because he busted his ass to achieve his Hall of Fame career. He was doubted. He was told he'd never play football again. He proved everyone wrong. People can relate to that. Name one superstar player in the NBA, not a role player. I'm talking about superstar players. Name one that's relatable. Don't waste your time because they don't exist. Adam Silver is looking to double, possibly triple the NBA's broadcast fees in their upcoming negotiation with television networks. Now, unless something drastically changes in the next 12 months, I don't think he's going to get it. Ratings are down 16% from the shitty ratings from last season. There has not been a game in the NBA Finals eclipse 14 million viewers in 4 years. The thing is, there's a simple solution to this problem. The problem is, it's going to take leadership to implement the solution, and the NBA doesn't have it. Adam Silver, not a leader. The solution is, if you don't play, you don't get paid. It's that simple. Now, I'm not talking about serious injuries. I'm talking about the bullshit. Rest, exhaustion, soreness, diarrhea, depression, and the always vicious butt bongo hangover. NBA players are making more money than ever and working less than ever. The fan base is tired of it. Television networks, tired of it. Owners, tired of it. This league is soft. And the answer to the problem isn't the elimination of back-to-back games or reducing the schedule to 70 games. You don't reward bad behavior. When your dog drops a deuce on your living room floor, do you give him a treat? When a kid skips school, do you suspend him, making him miss more school? No! Why should the answer to players missing games be requiring them to play less games? Get rid of these guaranteed contracts. Make NBA contracts more incentive-based. Sure, I'll pay you $40 million a year, but you have to play a minimum of 72 games. If you play 60, it goes down to $35 million, 50, $30 million. Stop coddling these players. This league is softer than baby shit. NBA players, they are more known for their activism than anything they do on the floor. This league never makes headlines during the regular season for anything happening on the court. Nothing of interest happens because star players are too busy dunking Shay Shay's donuts instead of dunking a basketball. But give me your thoughts. Charles Barkley calls out modern NBA players for bullshit load management. Give me your idea. If you're Adam Silver, how do you fix this problem? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.